So as you guys already know by this point, like in a recent interview, Khabib gave his thoughts on the whole DDP versus Chimaev fight that's going down in just about 2.5 weeks now, and he just seems a tad bit worried for his bearded cliff-dwelling cousin Khamzat. But here's what Khabib said basically. It was a Russian interview, so there's no point playing it here, but Khabib basically said that he thinks Khamzat has better boxing than DDP, and he thinks that he should strike with him in order to preserve some of the gas so that he can last the 5 rounds of the fight. Now I've heard a lot of people come out and just absolutely disrespect the objective, undisputed GOAT of the UFC, Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov. Khabib hate will not be tolerated here, not on this channel, unless you're talking about him just being inbred or not in the top 5 or kind of overrated. You know, like all of that is perfectly fine. So these people have basically just said that Khabib's game plan is absolutely trash and he's just trying to sabotage Chimaev's career because he wants to keep the Dagestani inbreds on top of the game and not the Chechens or all these other mixed breeds. Now here's what I think about this fight, man. If Khamzat goes balls to the walls like he usually does in his fights, he's basically just flipping a coin with one of the sides even smaller than the other, and it has to land on that side, or however that thing goes. It's less than a 50-50 for him basically, because he's going to be completely fucked as far as the gas tank is concerned in round 2 and beyond. Keep in mind, man, this one's a 5-rounder, and if he keeps nothing in the tank for the swim back, yeah, it's going to be problems for him, man. Now how's his striking? I think he has decent hands with speed and some pop on his shots as well. However, he doesn't really seem to have the same pop on his shots going into the later rounds usually. Also, he does leave himself quite open defensively. Although he still gets fatigued in the later rounds with just striking, it's significantly less than when he goes with that heavy grappling approach in round 1. The reason I said earlier that if he shoots it's a 50-50 coin flip is because if he doesn't manage to get the finish in that first round, and by the way, it's less than a 50% against Dricus because of the size and just the grappling ability of Dricus himself, chances are that he's going to lose the remaining rounds, man. The 2 times that we saw him leave the first round, he lost the second and the third to Usman, and he lost 1 round and went razor close on the 3rd round with Gilbert. So as a conclusion, what do I think about Khabib's game plan here? I think Khamzat going balls to the walls is extremely risky. I don't think he'll finish Dricus in the first, and after that he'll be absolutely fucked. Whereas if he takes the striking route, it'll be extremely tough because Dricus is a very good striker, like obviously as we know. However, he will have gas in the tanks for huge portions of that fight. Khamzat got great power in his hands too. Let's not sleep on that. Early on at least, we could actually see him hurt Dricus on the feet and then maybe jump on a submission right after that. So yeah, do I approve of Khabib's game plan for Khamzat? I do. I think it's a solid game plan, man, and I thought about this before as well. However, here's the problem. I just think Khamzat's just kind of a nut. I don't think he has the ability to follow game plans like that. I think that's just his style, to just go in there and just cause absolute destruction. I just don't know if Khamzat's team will be able to make that switch in his head, which is why I think Khamzat will just come out expecting to do what he usually does. However, I think he will be hesitant when he sees Dricus in there against him, like just absolutely jacked, huge. Maybe the first guy he's ever fought who's bigger than him, or who's even matched his size. In fact, he almost outsizes everyone significantly in almost every fight of his. He's almost like an RDR in a way. I think in that initial period where Khamzat is a bit hesitant seeing this fucking giant girthy monster in front of him, I think we will see Dricus initiate the grappling. Khamzat will have success with the grappling in round 1, however, even though it'll be Dricus who will be initiating it. But that whole situation just played into Dricus's game, and you know, he left no gas in the tank, and we're gonna see Dricus absolutely bully Khamzat in the later rounds, man. I cannot fucking wait for this fight. It's about 2.5 weeks away now, and it's coming quick, man. It's coming quick. One of the most anticipated fights for me ever. Anyways though, that's about it for this one, and I'll see y'all in the next, and until then, man, take it easy, yeah?